My name is Gabriel Stockton, and we will wait to see the algorithm letting you all know that we're starting. Um, we did a Fun 2 series. If you did not see those, you can go back and watch those. We did our French flower shop in Paris. And I think we're actually going to do this one as a two-parter today, too. Let me just come over here and grab my water. I hope everyone had a super good week. And all right, some of you are popping on here right now. Very nice. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. My name is Gabriel Stockton, and we've been doing this for a little while. And we're into year 5. Hey, Marie, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you soon. Today, we're going to do something super fun. We're about to get ready for our next workshop that's coming up next month in March. And if you'd like to join us, you're going to want to sign up for that newsletter. I will be sending out the new newsletter this weekend. So watch. You're going to want to join us. Check out these cool new stickers by Cheap Joe's. I'm really excited about today's because you've been asking for it, and we've waited long enough. So we're going to look at a covered bridge. Now, that's our workshop. So this is kind of a lead you into what to look forward to. I guess I could turn it that way. Look at that. Boom. All right. So when I was out in Maryland and Pennsylvania, coming back from Gettysburg, we went and there was this double long covered bridge. And look at that. I mean, this is such a great reflection. Look at that. There's my students over there getting set up to do some painting. And yep, there I am. Some people that were interested in what we were up to. And so when you're going out and about, you want to take a few pictures. I mean, look at this cute little building right over here. Hey, welcome, all 5 of you so far. If you are watching this on the repeat, come join us sometime on the live. It's every Wednesday. And now, see how I turned or maybe walked a little? And this is not really working for composition. And we're going to look into that today. Composition. What does that even mean? I like that one there in the distance. And this one was fun too with this gentleman there. But you just got to be careful. Look how far he is. So, we could move him over here. And yeah, there I am. You can see my face. I look a lot different than that now. I weigh a lot less than that guy. And here's this view here, and there's the guy. Now, what about a vertical? That's something we can consider. And this was a different bridge, and that's something we can talk about another day. So let's go over here to this one. All right. So one thing you can do is you can enlarge your picture and kind of think about how if you were to crop this, would we want to crop it like this? All right. Would we want to crop it like that or like this? It's really depending on how much work you want to put in, right? For all 7 of you that are watching, put in the comments if this is exciting subject for us to start today. So, my lovely wife just walked in the door. Hello. For those of you that are new here, I am a Daniel Smith brand ambassador, and I love their paint. So I usually pull this out, and what I'm gonna do. Some of you really did appreciate that I did some sketching, even though this channel is hello all the way from Lakeside. And hello from Battle Creek and Cindy. I love covered bridges. Well, I'd love for you to join us for our workshop coming up next month. Hello, Mike. And so, what I like to do, the first thing is this a vertical painting? Okay. We only have a couple choices with watercolor. Is it a vertical? Is it a horizontal? Or is it a square? We don't really see any circles. At least this Valentine's, I didn't see a heart watercolor paper. There used to be ovals, but the ovals were because of old-timey photos that it was easy to crop maybe someone in a picture, but if you've ever cut an oval mat for a picture frame, it is quite the experience. I used to have to do them all the time for Michael's Arts and Crafts Store. So within these, we can do a vertical. So what if we did something like that? What if we kind of just, just put a rectangle? Then we're going to put a little roof, and that is called a triangle. And then this is kind of like a double-decker. And then it has this triangle coming down. Then we got this thing here, over here. And then this comes down. And we've got some values. There's that. We kind of ran out of room for the building. So this shape is a nice negative shape. And this shape right here is a nice positive shape. So what we're looking at is how are we breaking up our paper, our canvas, sort of say, but we paint on paper, right? So when we're looking at design, how does these edges look? All right. If we were to do a square, I'd probably do less sky and maybe bring this out a titch. Come like this, go like that. Now what do I have? I've got this shape. This shape is quite unique in its own way. We see a little square inside of a big shape, but all three, here we have two. This one has two shapes. That's kind of boring. All right. This one has three shapes. It has the shape of the sky, the shape of this area. So if we were to say this is a negative space, and this building and all that down there is positive space. So this top one is kind of like that. This square one is kind of like that. Like so. Okay? So this one here has three shapes. Now, hopefully you've been with me for a little bit and you've watched some of these videos, all 12 of you with all 5 thumbs ups. Thank you for the love. Now, what a good painting takes is a background. Every Disney movie has this. A middle ground and a foreground. I am not a spelling bee champ. All right, and these, yes, background, middle ground, foreground. Okay, so we have layers. So if we now look at this whole shape as a rectangle, what happens? Now that little sliver is over here, and that rectangle shape comes way over here. Now we get a reflection. And we get a little bit of land over this way. Now we've got our building here. This wonderful thing, and it gets darker here. Now the reason why I'm making you see these really small, these are called thumb nails. These are not considered sketches. We're gonna do a sketch just here in a sec. Now here, this gets dark here. All right, there's this stuff back in there. And there's this land here. And, you know, these trees here, come on. Do you think someone really wants to buy a painting with a bunch of twigs? Nah. What about this one? Not so much. We're going to make those nice and full. Why? Because this one gives us a background. And this one gives us a foreground. All right, how many shapes do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we almost have 5 if I let this thing come in here. So now we got 2, 3, and all right, 4 and 5 shape with a background, middle ground, foreground. This is going to make your work have depth. What do I mean? Well, it's very hard that we have to start out with this blank sheet of paper and to figure out creating a 3D image. And so when we take some time to figure out these design thumbnail concepts, we're allowing ourselves to figure out some big shapes. All right. If we dive into here and we go into edit, some of you don't know this, some of you do. We've got a broad range of folks that are watching these lives, all 11 of you. And there will be more people watching these. Our last one was really popular, but these covered bridges ones are popular too. If I touch right here, I can move this, and there's something we're starting to see. And what is that? We've talked about it here before. It's the tic-tac-toe board. You know the game. But come on, Gabriel, be serious. It's too boring being serious. This is called the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds helps us to not put anything in the center. These lovely areas are called access points, and these access points help us to be able to kind of get an idea of where to put things of interest. Okay, you don't have to use all access points. Another way we can use this is I can figure out how to put this thing on there. Now, here's the problem. We've got to ask ourselves. There's so much going on in this photo. Do we make this painting about the sky, not showing much of the covered bridge, or do we get rid of that sky and let's see some cool reflections and see the sky down in the water? This story, I'm going to get rid of this sign. We don't need to know that there's no boating, no swimming, no waiting. Or what's that say? Yeah, waiting. So I'm zooming in. You use 2 fingers. You can do this on your phone or your tablet. So yes, there are some clouds. This is true. But you don't necessarily have to put them in. We can use this nice little cloudy area and this blue area to divide up our sky. But trying to get these perfect clouds in here, what happens if you paint this covered bridge just wonderfully? You like nail it. You're like, I did the best drawing. I got the best colors. I matched it. These little stones turned out. And then I went to do the clouds at the last minute, Gabriel. And guess what happened? Well, I overworked the paper and the clouds just look like giant dog poops in the sky. That's kind of sad, right? So if we keep our sky simple, all right, and we look more at what we're talking about, the subject matter, covered bridge. Now we would put this little building in the back to give it some depth, okay? Am I gonna scroll in and put those cars in there? No, this car is like, we don't see much of that car. We really can't see much of this car. That's not of importance, all right? So if I come in here, now I can hold my finger here, all right? And then I can do a screenshot. Boom, see that? I now have a screenshot, and I can trim the screenshot down. I apologize for some of you already know this. There are a few of my awesome little ladies who do not know this. All right. Now, if you don't know anything about perspective, we can look at this. This little part of the roof is right here. This part of the roof comes here and up. And then we remember connect the dots. Remember connect the dots. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's a soda pop bottle. Cool. All right. So now we connect the dots from here to here. And all this is in there. Then I come down and I look here. This is smaller. This is wider. So we actually just come on down right there. Then I look at the space here. And I come this way. And then I look at this little rectangle. And what am I doing? I'm looking at how to draw this thing within there. That is one way to do this, okay? There are many ways to skin a cat, even though a cat does not like to be skinned. So we're going to put that there. This comes down like that. That grass comes right here. See this grass? Am I in frame? Yes. All right, there's grass right over here. And then there's that other little brick wall. Then there it says that double decker. Then there's this wall and some hedging and a little building. Okay, this now, let's get the solid form. And if I'm going too fast for you, sorry, we only have an hour together. But what I'd like to do is get as much as I can get done today, and then we come back for part 2. That way you can actually watch with me now and do this later whenever that works for you. Now, look at that. We've got a reflection. Reflections are cool. All right, there's that. There's this. And now we took our little thumbnail to a sketch. But this, friends, is a quick sketch. Now we're going to come into here. Okay. And we're going to do a sketch. Remember this sketch we did? All right. If you didn't watch the previous video, go watch it. All right. So a rough multiple of thirds. Keep this nice and loose. You don't have to get out a ruler. Be kind to yourself and just get this in kind of a rough thirds. Why make this hard at the beginning? Keep this nice and loose. I'm not telling you like scribble, but you can practice coming like that. If it helps, you could turn it this way. Okay. All right, now we've got our multiple of thirds. Again, it kind of helps to draw these things multiple times. Let's see where our roof is, right here and right there. So my roof comes right about here and right about there, roughly. Draw that line, connect the dots. Now this little slant comes this way. Then this little roof piece is right there. It's above that thirds line. Now this comes down. Where does it come down? Right about almost center. All right. How about this one over here? Well, before we go there, the roof goes here first. See this little angle? Oops, my bad. Did I do that? Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, and I drew on that. That's crazy. How did I do that? Oops. Where's the back button, friends? Well, here's these tools, and we'll just erase that. Erase that. Thanks, tablet. You're just so helpful. All right. Moving forward. Undo, undo. That's right. Right on. And hello from beautiful Arizona, Artie Ross. All right, let's look at this one. Now, this is farther away from us. Oh no, low battery. And this one is closer to us. So, I gotta move faster. So this is gonna come taller here. All right, look at this space right there and here. And it kicks out right there. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. And this comes down. This comes down here. This is our lovely... Now, I'm going to play with this and move it into a better composition. Okay, I can do that. This is called an artistic license. All right, now our reflection is here. This is going to come this way. Some of you already probably done because I've been just chatting away. This comes on this angle. I like this angle. This is a nice shape, that water reflection shape. But we got to make sure we bring it right directly down. Okay. I'm not going to draw all this stuff here. I'm just getting the sketch. All right. Now, the next thing we can do, I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to save that in my photos. I'm going to go over here, and I'm now going to look at the value study. Noir is the wrong one. It's high contrast. This silver tone, it's a different contrast. We want just the mono, and we're going to hit done. And I need to plug this thing in. Technology is such an amazing thing, isn't it? All right. There we are. So, we are now looking at values. Friends, I'm not worried about this stick in the road here. But, do you see I have here our shape. This is our main shape. All right. 1 second. It's on low battery mode, and it's going to keep going off. So let me turn it back on regular battery mode. Thank you for your patience. You are amazing. Low battery mode is off. And we're going to pull this back up. We're back. What are we looking at? A nice light area here. Some gray, light grays. A nice dark. Some other. So look at this shape. It's kind of like a sideways U or an A. And then we got these. And this looks almost like a really good plate of food. That's one way of looking at it. All right, so the roof stays light gray. But let's kind of start putting some cross hatching, but just some angles like this. Okay, that's coming like that. All right, now we've got this area that's nice and dark. So add some more pressure to your pencil, and that's gonna make this nice and dark. Now leave that roof. Don't accidentally cover up that roof. Nice and dark. I'm leaving. Hey, I'm Not sure what I set that alarm for, but we don't need it right now. Under here is a nice dark. Let's put that dark in. And we've got these little segments, but we're not going to put all those windows in right now. But there's a little segment of dark there. That gets nice and darker here. Okay. Now, this is called a sketch. Don't worry if it doesn't look super pretty yet. Now, we've got a nice dark coming across our lake. Now we've got a nice dark, but this is probably like a number 8 in value. And I'm just keeping those lines going very similar. Now we've got these wonderful things coming this way. We've got this nice dark line. We've got these coming this way. Now we've got, don't forget your reflections. Okay, there's a nice, it's a mirror image. What goes there comes down here. There's this nice little dark here. Now we've got some little grays. Now look at this. Where does this, all right, this kind of goes like that. It's kind of like just a triangle shape that kind of tapers out. Okay. Now, we've got our grassy area here. I'm going to get some, maybe a number 3 kind of gray right in here. Then we got this next little part here is our wall. And that wall comes down here and up and over here. Now that gets nice and dark. Now we got this light grassy area. All right. Now we've got some shadows that are coming in like this. Downward dog. For all of my yoga stretching people out there. All right, there's gonna be a nice bush right here. And I'm gonna take that bush and make it nice and full. And I'm gonna go like this. And he's gonna have a shadow underneath him because the sun is where? Up in here. All right. Now, look at what we have here. I'm gonna bust out the pens and markers. For all 13 of you, I'm gonna draw a nice clean edge here. I'm taking this to the next stage than our last sketch. So it would be better for me to show you some other steps, but before I run off, this bush goes a little bit higher, but I don't want it to cover our little wall. I like that little wall, but I do like this tree here. So I'm gonna put a tree right on the other side of the opening of the covered bridge. Now watch what I do. Watch really close. Are you watching? Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Who's watching and not saying hello? All right. A couple little dots and dashes. Okay. All right. This tree went in the background, and now we have the opening of our bridge. You're like, well, Gabriel, could we put something else in here? And I think, yes. This is the part where maybe we put a guy kind of slumped over here, and he's got his art easel on his lap. And maybe he's wearing a hat. And there's a little shadow of him right there. So now we kind of got a little heartbeat. All right, now we'll bring us closer. All right, you can take a screenshot of that. Cool. The next part, what I want to show is I'm going to take this marker and get these darks darker. We've got that nice dark right under that roof. Now, yes, I did cheat. I'm using some markers to save down on some time. Some little dots and dashes up here on our roof. Let's do that tree nice and darker. And it's gonna really, now I'm not gonna fill in the tree, all of the tree. I'm gonna leave some sparse ends of that tree. So make sure you're paying attention. All right, I got some sparse part of the tree. Okay. And then we've got that wall. Now leave some of those stones in your wall. Don't just fill it in like this is a coloring book. Now we've got the front of our and when this dries, I can actually, guess what I can do? Bum, bum, bum. Get out my handy dandy Cheap Joe's little they call it portfolio bag. Yeah, portfolio. And open this up. And on this side I got some erasers. And on this side I got some travel brushes. Okay. And all kinds of goodies. Now, I can now erase that. And I've got a nice bright white right there. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit of this dark. Just a titch more in here. Then the front of that is gonna show up quite nice. Okay. Now, how about here? There's a nice dark right in here. Now, this bush is dry and ugly. And so, we're gonna put a nice darks in here. Now, leave some parts for our cute little birdies to jump in there and hide. You know, when you walk by those bushes, those little birdies, you hear them in there and you're like, there's some birds in there. I can't see them. All right. Then there's this nice dark. Then there's this. And I'm gonna darken that bottom of our reflection. I'm not gonna make that super straight. I'm practicing right now of painting this thing with my pencil. Down here, we've got some darker darks. We are putting in the darks because when we first did this, we had a lot of light tones. For my friends that are new here, values matter. This being white and this one being black. Okay, so in some parts of the world, they say this is number 1 and that's number 10, or they say that's number 1 and this is 10. It's debatable. Let's go right here down the middle, and then we go like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I did it right. So, a value scale matters. If you're new to this, I totally understand. This over here is our light midtones. Okay? And they get darker towards the center. Okay? Then these ones here are our darker tones. And these get darker here. Do you see what I'm doing to speed up the process? Oh my gosh, he's so smart, that guy. All right. So, these here are mid tones. These are light tones. These over here are our dark tones. Okay, so a minute ago we had a bunch of just tones and whites, and what we're doing is putting in some nice darks. So there's a little dark here, and now you are tracking with me, and you are just so smart. All right. And check this out. We're going to go dark here, because that's a nice dark. There's dark under here. Okay? And I purposely made that crooked, just make some of you feel better about yourself. And that's just me being kind. We're all at different levels of learning. Now, we've got some cool cross-hatching things going in here. So just do some going down. This is called rhythm. Now, we need some going cross. Now, this is called variation. So I'm like making an N. We went down, and now I'm taking the top one, touching there. All right, taking the top one, touching down, top one, touching down. It's better not to do this with a ruler. Why? If I do it with a ruler, it's gonna be boring. Okay? But see how this pen has kind of like, it does thick to thin. That's what your paintbrush is gonna do, friends. And so all 16 of you watching with 9 thumbs up. Now, I'm going to do this one coming across. So I went bump, 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 bump. Then I went cross, 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 cross. Now I'm going to go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. There's these little X's coming back this way. Do these fast and loose. If you go in here and count each one, God bless you. You have more patience than me. I do not have that much time. I only have an hour with you. Okay? So, we have what's called rhythm. And when you loosen up, you get variety. All right? Now, we've got a nice dark right in here. And we've got a nice, look at that nice little white line. You gotta leave that, but it's really dark. I'm not too worried about this one right now, okay? It's okay. So we're gonna do that. All right, that's a nice dark. Now I can bring that pencil back. And if you have another pencil that is a little bit more of a blunt end, like this guy, if he wants to come out and play, Bum, bum, bum. Hey, don't be shy. There he is. See that tip? And this one? Guess what? I can get more drawing done with the one on the right. Holy mackerel. So, I'm going to leave that nice little line and go darker here. Slow down when you get to the end here. Okay, and then that gets a little bit darker there. And guess what? We got this down here. It goes darker. Yes. Am I worried about the windows yet? No. There's this lovely thing. It goes a little bit darker. It's at the top of, it's the underside of our roof, and it gets these cool little scribbly scribbles. And there we go. This is a little bit darker here. Scribbly scribbly. The water is moving. All right. There's a value change here in this water going like this. There's another value change. What you want to say is that's a cloud, but don't look at it as a cloud. Look at it as a value shift change. All right. Guess what? If you got a handy dandy little eraser like this is called a kneaded eraser. When it's dirty, we go like that. And I'm going to get rid of those third lines. Now, why did I get rid of the third lines? Because our sky is not white. The roof is more white than the sky. So I'm going to add a little bit of gray. And look at that. We almost have a really nice, if you took time to do this, or you're going to do it later, which is fine, give yourself a pat on the back, because this takes a little bit of finesse and time. Okay, there's our little building back here, and I'm getting just a little bit of the nooks and crannies in there. This gets a little bit more love right here. All right, and a little bit of love down in here. And this foreground. And I'm going to give just a little bit of shading here. And then our guy is going to go a little bit darker because he has he's got the light, the sunlight behind him. All right. So we now have gone through our thumbnail where we had a 2 shaper, a 3 shape, a 4 to 5 shape. And then we can make this more interesting, having a background, middle ground, foreground. And then we came over here and looked at how we can design this just a little bit more. And then we came and took time and built this up. All right. And the next question you're going to go, Gabriel, do we have to draw this again? Yes. But guess what? Now you get to get out your watercolor paper. All right. So here's mine. And the first thing that I see, and this is what happens. I see it. People do this all the time. My beginning students, they say, this is the size of paper I bought, but they don't, see, they don't make this rectangle. All right, see this? This rectangle, they just go, oh, this is what I've already got it taped down. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. I'm gonna just, you know, we've got to make this rectangle, friends. So guess what I do? I pull up the tape. Well, actually, we'll just do this. Where is the end? The clock is ticking. All right, now, this shape is still not there. This is not that shape. Okay, so we take another piece of tape and we put it here. Guess what? Holy mackerel, we are so much closer to that shape than what we first had. And guess what? Since I already draw those lines, and I did this kind of on purpose, and I'll show you later why. Or maybe in the next episode, because now this can go away for a minute because if you look at, plus I gotta charge our camera. If we look at the photo, we're gonna put way too much detail. We want to, first of all, these are soft leads I'm using, okay? You want a soft lead. It's anything with a B. B's, a 3 to a 5 B. H's are hard, so you got an H, an HB, and then there's one called fine. An H goes from a 1 to a H10. All right, some of you have never heard of that because this is Watercolor Wednesday. All right, multiple of thirds. That's right. We got to draw our tic-tac-toe board, and I'm doing it nice and loosely. All right, I don't need to measure this. I could kind of guesstimate. I know you all have had to cut a piece of pie and it was fair for everybody, but you got that one person. Oh, I don't want too big of a piece, right? Maybe you're that person. All right, there is my multiple thirds. I drew it down so that I did not scratch our nice watercolor paper, okay? We're not embossing. Okay. All right. I got 7 minutes. Holy mackerel. Check it out. I'm looking at this, and I can kind of still see my multiple of thirds. So, what did we start with the first time? We started with that top of the roof. Right about here is a dot. Then my next top of the roof is right about here. That's right. Now, can you draw a line without a ruler? Here's only converted bridge in Arizona. There is only covered bridges in Arizona. Huh, interesting. I'll run through these. Cindy, hurry, hurry. Nice. Connected at. Can you draw this line to that line? I hope so. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I did it. Woo! And I drew a straight line. So many people, they go, I can't even draw a straight line. I go, well, you must not tape down your watercolor paper because this tape is in a straight line. Wah, 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 wah. Here's that triangle for our roof. And then here's a triangle for the front. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this line longer than that line, friends. Why, you ask? Because this is further away. This is closer to us. Therefore, this one is taller. Now, we're going to draw this coming this way. And why is it like that, Gabriel? Because this covered bridge is on an angle. It is not flat. All right, we've got this line, but here's what you're going to do this time, just for giggles. All right, for laughs, just laugh with me. Draw that line all the way down. What? No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I drew this whole thing right here from the top down. All right. Now, does it work over here? No, it doesn't. It's just right here. Okay, yes. I'm always being silly. You gotta be silly occasionally. Now, this bridge comes right about, oh, not dead center, but right here to here. Boom, like that. See that? You just drew a covered bridge on an angle. Give yourself another pat on the back. Guess what? This is the front. There's a little hang. This is a little upside down 7. See that? Upside down and backwards 7. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. All right. And then come down. What? So yeah, if you sign up for the workshop, you're going to learn a whole bunch of these little things. Now, I'm not going to give you all my tips and tricks on Watercolor Wednesday. You got to come join us. You'll have so much fun that you did. Ask a bunch of the peeps that are here now. We have so much fun. What? It looks crooked. What looks crooked? Whose? You want this. You know, if it looks crooked, it's okay because I'm going to tell you something. These bridges go through all kinds of weather. Now, I just divided that in half. Here's half, here's half. Whoop, there's half. Why did I do that? Because now this little part comes down. And then, guess what? This little part comes back. What? I just did that shape. You can do that shape too. This comes down. This comes back. This is called a reflection. All right. This comes. Oh, I'm so silly. This comes down just a titch more. I got a little too confident. My bad. This is gonna go there. This comes here, down, and there's that part. There we go. There, now we're cooking with grease. There we go. Or cooking with gas. Cooking with gas, not grease. And there's this going across. All right. This is here. This is this cool shape right here. This is coming here. This is my favorite shape of the whole thing. There we are. There's our land. And our little comes up this way. We're going to kick it out just that way a little bit more. Then we've got our bush. I'm just drawing the outer rim of the bush. Okay, we've got that tree, the outer rim of the tree, the outer rim of the tree. Then this comes up like that. All right. Over here, we've got this wonderful thing coming like this. And then we've got that little building. It's going to be right here. On the roof. Okay. And then this is here like that. This comes like that. Oh my goodness, Gabriel Stockton. This is the underneath. This is our other part. Now this is the time when you pull out a reference photo. Why is it called a reference photo, friends? It's for reference. For referencing. If there's a part of the picture that kind of gets foggy in your head, then we come here and we look at this stuff. Whereas that shadow shape, oh, and look, this comes back out just a titch more. Holy mackerel. And then this comes here. Oh, that's why it wasn't looking the way it was. I see. This is why we have a photo reference. Not to copy the photo, but to now understand. And you know, friends, it is really helpful that you, if at any time you are confused, the best way to get rid of confusion is to look at the photo reference. Here we go. All right. And then we've got, this is coming here like that. This is coming back. See, I goofed that. I make mistakes. That's why I married a good wife. You know? Like, am I building? Oh, let's fix that. The building has to be smaller, friends, than your covered bridge. We're going to get in here. Rhythm, rhythm. Look at this rhythm. Now, variety, variety. Don't spend too much time there, but don't make it sloppy. We are where? At what time? It's 2 minutes over. Oh my goodness. There's one last part that I'm going to get you ready for. Do you want to know or do you want to say goodbye? Let me know. Do you want to know or should we go, let's say, 12 more minutes? Put it in the chat if you want to go 12 more minutes. All 18 of you. I want to know, Artie Ross says. Deb, okay, keep going, Jamie says. I'm a grandfather, drove through the covered bridge. Oh, that's awesome. Susan Little is here. Yay, Susan Little. Susan Little, she's super awesome. Look at this. I am taking a kneaded eraser. Guess what? This is Watercolor Wednesday. What would Watercolor Wednesday be if we didn't actually paint? So guess what? We go here, and we hit edit, and we go to here. Oops, nope. Whoa, slow down. Cancel. We go over here. We go back to color. I like the vivid. Look at the vivid. All right, we're going to go with vivid. There we go. Sorry about the wire. Let's do this. Bum, bum, bum. The time is ticking. But we're going to actually paint because I didn't get just paintbrushes out for nothing. Look at that. That works. Minus the cord. Technology. I gotta hire a new tech guy. So if you want to be my next technician person, just go to Gabriel Stockton Fine Art. It's actually new tech guy/lady at GabrielStocktonFineArt.com. Apply there, and I'll hire you. Kidding. You'd have to live in San Diego, and none of you live here. Isn't that the funniest thing? Remember our episode called Color Notes? That's what we're going to do. You're like, what? I didn't see that episode. So this is going to be a blue sky. So I got cobalt blue. So I'm putting some cobalt blue down. I ain't worried about no clouds today, friends, because this is not a cloud painting. This is a covered bridge painting. Now, just with some water. You're like, what brush is that, Gabriel? I've never seen you ever even use that brush. Well, it's a Chronos by Escoda. And it has a little bit of synthetic, and it has a little bit of natural. Very little bit of natural hair. All right. Now, I'm going to take some thick paint, super thick paint, and I'm going to paint that tree behind. Now, I'm not... Now, I can't talk fast enough, friends. Sorry. Some of my people already do this, so I decided I'm going to teach it like this, but they paint these pictures right out of the tube. Well, guess what we're doing next week? We're not painting out of the tube, but what we are doing today is we're getting close to making a painting. This part of the painting that we're doing right now, this is yellow ochre. Okay. I'm going to get some yellow. This is Hansa Yellow Light. Look at this Hansa Yellow Light right here. I forgot the person. That's okay. There's a bush. Let's get that blue. Nope, wasn't the blue I wanted. Let's get some manganese blue and some more yellow. That is super spring grass. Now I just changed it up on you. Now we're mixing onto our paper. What the heck? Look at that. Mixing on the paper. What a crazy madman. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of quinacridone deep gold to that and make these greens over here. This is color note painting where I just like if I was making up a song for the first time, I'm just playing on the keys of the piano to figure out what I'm going to put in the song. It's kind of like writing a rough draft. All right. This is not my finished painting. Let's look at this red. I see a white roof. I'm going to get this. This is Rose of Ultramarine. You might not have that, but you might have a Limson Crimson. That'll do. I'm going to go like this. Nice and cool. Now, I gotta get some Pyro Red, mix it into my Cool Red. It's gonna go fast. Now I'm gonna get some Transparent Pyro Red, or just Pyro Orange, Transparent Pyro Orange. Gonna go like this. Look at that. This is why I had you go so fast, because we did that. This is getting nice and light. Look at that. With that nice light orange, I'm going to do the front. Why orange, you say? I want to make this quite lovely red. Now I need a moon glow. Yeah, you love that moon glow. So do I. I'm gonna go dark right in here. Gonna go dark underneath my roof. All right. Now, this gets dark right in here. I know I'm going fast, but you could watch this again and you can pause the video however you like. Some nice little darks, little rocks in here. This is where we're gonna just play with the tip of the brush and just enjoy just doing some little things in here, leaving a few little whites. And wasn't that cute? A little dark under that roof, a little bit darker there, just a titch right here. Boop. All right, now I'll clean that brush. I'm gonna get my Perla. This holds less water. I'm gonna get a lot of thick paint, and I'm gonna paint this tree. I need thick paint over the top of that wet stuff. I did not let that dry. More dark green, maybe add some blues to that green. It's darker on this side, in the shade part side. Those little birdies are in there, having a fun time. There's some shadow onto our grass, right in there. I just did sneak in some of that dark red. He said, I thought you were just gonna paint out of the canister. Canister. I every now and then I say canister, and people are like, how does he come up with canister when he paints with tubes? Well, when I first started, my mother had nothing but jars and canisters of paint that I'd paint with. They were acrylic paints, and those acrylic paints, as long as I left a couple of them for her students, I didn't get in trouble. I threw some red down. We are putting some shadows to give this little hill some shape. It's too wet to put our little friend, but he would go right here. Now, what about this other side? On the other side of the lake. Can't forget about that. Where are we? We got 2 more minutes? No? Yes. All right, so this gets darker. That's not dark enough. This gets darker. This gets darker. This comes, we're gonna grab some moon glow. More moon glow. And guess what? That is looking nice and fun. I'm enjoying that. There's some nice darks there. There's a little dark here. All right, here's the dark part of my roof. And it's edgy because of the water. Now, guess what goes right here? The reversal of what we painted earlier. I'm doing orange. And I'm doing the cool red. Putting it in the orange first. Now I'm gonna do the dark, dark, dark. So I'm gonna add blue, blue, blue. You should have something at this point that's starting to look like it's not just a scribble scrabble. Alright, there's these tones. Simplify. Alright, guess what? We've got our blue. I'm going to use cobalt blue. Nice and light right in here. Go right up to that edge. Right up to the edge. Not quite. And then swoop. Touch that. And there we go. Look at that. Guess what? We get a little swoopty right here. Like that. On the other side. There's some green stuff over there. I know I'm going fast because next week, guess what we're going to do? We're going to have this drawing ready to rock and roll. And we're going to paint this one with some ease. Okay? So today, we got an idea. See those little lovely things coming down like this? Today, what we did was we figured out the ambiance, the kind of the feel for our we got an understanding of what we're getting after. Okay? And you gotta do some confident brush strokes right here. Real quick, the roof. I'm gonna grab some lavender. Guess what I'm gonna do? This is a freebie. I hope someone signs up for the workshop because I'm about to show you something. Normally you have to pay for it. I'm gonna squeeze my perla and do that. You see it? Now, I'm gonna do some lines. I did a few, okay? I come back here and I squeeze it. Now, I'm gonna do a couple more lines. Okay, I've got something down. Now this is where you go. I want to get out that little tiny brush. Alright, well, Lauren McCracken, my good friend, gave me this Versatile Escoda Zero. Do I use this every day? Nope. So now I've got something to start with. Now I can just develop some more of these coming in here. Because your left brain just said, you just ruined it. No, I didn't. What I did was I put some lovely textures of the roof. I didn't put the actual parts of the roof. I just got past going, you know what? Well, I can't ruin it any worse. I get to now build up these lovely things, but I'm gonna not be here when the sun comes up painting this thing tomorrow morning all night long. I got a lovely wife who likes to hang out with me, and I do my painting at my studio, and I do painting here with you, and there's some little darks in there. That makes sense to have a little tight little brush now. What time is it? Oh, we're over. We're over. Oh, I gotta hire a new timekeeper person. I'm gonna tighten this last part up. This is not my final drawing. You know, I do this to myself. I like to do a couple of these little things. You know what this is called? A study. There's one other thing I want to do real quick, and then I'm done. I'm out of your hair, and I won't see you till next week, all 16 of you. I'm taking a little bit of gouache, but I need to add a little blue to it and a little bit of green. And what am I going to do? I'm going to practice some little strokes of water. Look at this. And that's not bright enough. So I'm going to come back here and add more gouache, less green and blue. And now, swoop, swoop. And guess what? There's a couple in here. Like that. A couple in here. And there's a nice little one right here. And this one in there. But now I want a nice dark. I did not clean my brush. I'm such a bad boy. And this gets darker right here. All right. This is going to get darker right in here. So if you take a snapshot of this, we should have some values. So let's take off the tape because that's the best part. Tear away from your picture. It breaks my heart to see people, they tear the tape away too soon and they tear into the picture. You want to tear away from the picture. Okay, so here we go. Remember I told you we have these cute little drawing lines. My goodness, what's going on here? Hey. Sound guy. I need my sound guy. I need my tape person. All right. So this is in my little sketchbook. And I can do this. I can go. This is the double long covered bridge. And it is, what is it? It's, January, February. It's 2025 Watercolor Wednesday. All right, friends, and Gabriel Stockton. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the replay, come join us when we're live. And you can ask questions. And you could probably put a little title up here and make it really cute. This is not the finished painting. So what do you need to have ready for next week? You're going to want to have your drawing. How do you do your drawing? Rewind the video to when we drew this out. And we're going to take this deeper into what I want to show you is an actual, how can we paint this to make it look like a fine art painting? And let's just kind of just for fun, put our little guy here with his easel, just kind of sitting here, just real quick, so we don't forget. And maybe he's kind of just, maybe he's just sitting there. And that's just so I don't forget. And I'm going to take a little bit of darker green and blend him in there. Like this. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me. You make it fun than me just, I'm just talking to myself and recording, which I used to do and make lots of content that people didn't even want to watch. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. yeah, if you want to paint with me next week, go ahead and prep that wonderful picture. And we will be back here next Wednesday for our covered bridge. Where's that tiny little brush? See, that's what happens. You get a tiny little brush like this, and you're like, where did it go? Well, if you're like Lauren McCracken, you're organized. It's like Lauren McCracken, his art setup looks like... Well, I should have you just go ask him, but I heard it's like being in a cockpit, airplane. Everything has its place. I had to put his cute little skin tones and shorts on. All right. I digress. There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here with me. Again, real quick, that was a Chronos that I used. They're really cool if you can get one at a good deal. I do know the Escoda brothers have handed out some newer ones. Where'd that tiny brush go? It was a Versatile. And yeah, it's so tiny. I just put it somewhere. And these are the two pencils I used earlier. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful week. For the 19,000th time I said. I'm so silly. Thank you. I appreciate all 14 thumbs up. All 17 of you. And if you're just now coming on, it's okay. You can watch the replay. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Try this one out. So draw it 2 times. Paint along with this video. Join me next time. And if you really want to dive into these covered bridges, we are doing that workshop next month, March. So make sure you are signed up for the newsletters so that you can sign up for the workshop. All right. Toodaloo. Have a good night, afternoon, morning. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Doo-doo-doo.